The world will hark back to racial nationalism and a form of populism. We've stayed the course. It's a historic mission that this party has always been engaged with, and it's one that I am proud to continue and will continue. We are going to be taking this party forward to grow in more communities, to grow in more areas, because ultimately it's about holding the center. It's about making sure that citizens can work together. More than anything, I know when we stepped into this election, we promised that in this place, South Africans need to be brave. They need to know that they're standing before a liberation movement. And one day, this country will enter into a post-liberation movement era. That is what this project is about. It's about breaking the back of that so that one day we can live with a party that contests against racial nationalism at its best. And therefore, I think what this election has been about the realignment of politics. It's about bringing together a new center ground that the DA will occupy and will continue. There's been a rise in nationalism, and parties that stand for that maybe in some ways have been rewarded. But it doesn't mean the project is wrong. It means that you have to pursue it regardless of what happens. And what I'm looking forward to in the next while is building with a team of South Africans that are diverse to continue to say this project is adamant. Where votes have been lost, we're going to work hard and go back and get more support, because we're the only alternative. And I want to say, the thing that I celebrate about these election results is the fact that we've demonstrated that we're a diverse place. That it doesn't matter where we've come from. I've just got the latest projections that say that, in fact, even in a place like Soweto, where the DA was accustomed to only getting 5% of votes there, is getting 13%, 14%. In certain VDs, it's showing that it's growing. To me, that tells me that we can grow in Soweto as we can in Sandton. That is a powerful mission. In a world where people are saying, no, I want to stick to my own, people are standing together in this election, and I'm grateful for that. I want to say that yes, at times, citizens will become worried. As I said in our closing rally, that yeah, it is tough for South Africa. It is a tough time. The economy is in a terrible state. We're growing at 0.8%. It's why our mission of putting a job in every home has never been more important. And that's why I'm grateful that we will retain the Western Cape. And here in Gauteng, we are challenging. As you can see, no one can guarantee that the ANC will retain its outright majority. And that's because fall prey to the lie that says that, in fact, only people who look like you, worship the same God as you, or speak the same language as you, are the only ones who can protect your rights. The facts are, people can work together. Now, no leader enters a race looking for a loss. No person goes into a tournament or a competition wanting to go. You go and you win. And you go and you work hard. And I'm proud of what the DA has done. We could have succumbed to populist narratives. We could have succumbed to gone backwards. We've gone and fought for that. And even though we've lost some votes, I can guarantee you that we've held the center. We as a party will go back and work even harder to regain those votes. And I will lead that project going forward, because it is the project I've always been engaged with. It's a project that I will go and speak to young people, old people, black people, young, everybody, to say, let's continue this mission. We have been shown that where we govern, life does get better. That's why we can retain. We've shown that even here in Gauteng, we are competing here for the votes here. I'm proud of what this party is doing. And I want to say, humbly so, that even for South Africans who say they'll vote one way, I can promise you now, we're going to work hard to get those votes. We're going to work hard to grow from here. And this is a party of all South Africans. And change is not always easy. It is hard. But you must pursue it. You must pursue it with everything that you can. And I will continue to do so. What we begin now is a project towards 2021. The elections will soon come again. our record of government, where we've shown, is in fact showing that actually 15 of the 20 municipalities are DA run. We will add more to those when we add Joburg and Tshwane. I'm actually quite excited that soon, very soon, we're going back to Nelson Mandela Bay, where ultimately vacancies have been declared. We're going to contest there. And looking at the election results, we're showing that in the wards that we're going to contest there, we got a significant amount of votes there. We will go back, retain those seats, and we will contest for that municipality in the near future, so that we can continue to govern in Nelson Mandela Bay and show the people. And that's why I'm glad to have Ethel Trollip here, who's the chairperson of the party, and James Self, who's the federal chairperson, and Soli Malatsi, who's our national spokesperson. Therefore, fellow South Africans, this is not about, it's about this contest in South Africa. One where you get nationalism on one side, and one where you get a party like the DA that stands for all South Africans. That is the race. And whilst this election has shown that we are realigning politics, it shows that we have a long-term journey. And it may not have happened this time, but trust me, give us 2021, 2024, we will demonstrate to the people of this country that we can hold all South Africans together, make that offer, and bring change to our nation, which our nation so desperately needs. Thank you.
We'll take 3 quick questions.
Sorry, Mmusi, are you still confident that you will be the leader of the DA in 2021? Because there has been speculation that because of the loss of votes that you mentioned, your leadership of the party might be blamed for it and you might be forced out of the party. Do you believe that you continue to enjoy the support of the DA?
Yeah, and let me take 3.
Mr. Maimane, when you stood here in 2016, you came to declare that you had won the unity of Joburg and the unity of France.
Yeah.
Have you come to
Let me take one last one.
Sidimadia News 24, Mmusi. What went wrong? I just want to go back. It's one thing to say that it's between the nationalists and the party that wants to bring people together, but something's gone very horribly wrong. You spent the past 18 months in battling Patricia de Lille. Something's gone wrong. What went wrong in your eyes?
Let me just reflect on just a few questions. One, this is not a leadership contest. The people of the DA know we went hard and fought for an incredible dream. We went hard and fought for holding the center of politics. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about. I know that the party that I lead is got complete support towards that project. We've led towards that project. When I took over 4 years ago, that was the project and still is the project. So I'm not worried at all, and I'll allow other leaders to speak for themselves. We're focused on growing that, and frankly, that's what we needed to do without doubt. And I believe just because this is not a popularity contest, it's about really governance. And at the center of it all, you will see, even in the next while, we will continue to show people that we're the only alternative, and that's the change that South Africa needs. So I'm not worried about that. Hajra.
So I would say, as the and as the leader of the opposition, surely this election offers some hard lessons for all opposition parties. And we've seen some smaller opposition parties come out to cast doubt of the legitimacy of the IEC, to call for the rerun without providing any material proof. You comment on that
as well. Look, first of all, when I look at where this party and I came here to celebrate. We've retained the Western Cape. We're contesting in Gauteng. So in the same way as I came here in 2016 speaking about cities, I've now come to speak about provinces, right? So that's the first crucial issue. The second, along with that, is that yes, TD, you asked me the question, what about all of those things? Look, it was a tough contested election. One of the things that have happened is that the ruling party has successfully put a new driver in a bus that is broken. I can't dismiss that. Right? I can't dismiss the fact that globally, when you look at trends, I'll take someone like Angela Merkel, who ran an incredible economy, and populist economics came out and said, we want Germany for Germans, and she lost support. So this is a global trend that we are swimming against. And I've spent 18 months, and even in this election, we were the only party that communicated a particular message in this election. That message was One South Africa for All, when others were saying, Yo Mense, and others were saying we're for black people or whatever the case might be. We were the only party that promised to put a job in every home when others didn't offer any economic vision. The Financial Mail, I'm sure we're here, and The Economist itself said we have the best economic offer on the table. And we demonstrated that, and we're showing it because where we govern, unemployment is decreasing. So yes, the last number of years have been tough. They have been tough, I don't deny that. But as a leader, you've got to lead through both. You've got to lead through all of that. And that's why I think this party has shown resolve over the last number of years. As far as the IEC is concerned, look, is if you compare better, can you say that when you look at elections, and as leader of the opposition, I'm deeply concerned. I met with other leaders this morning to discuss this whole matter. Because it must concern all of us. We want free and fair elections. And our elections, I'm proud for citizens. They don't contend in violence. They don't get involved with any of that. But more than anything, we've got to make sure the elections are always fair. And therefore, when you hear reports of people being able to vote twice, or ink not working well, we have people in our own party that went and made sure that they could actually get secondary ballots. They didn't vote, but they showed the fact that it was possible to do that. Now, you don't want that in a democracy. I don't care who wins or loses, but I want whoever wins to always have the legitimacy that this was the will of the people. Therefore, we've called for an audit, a sample audit of their ballots all across, because we want to ensure that there's authenticity in the results, and then ultimately we will make sure we'll then assess what that audit says. But I think it is of interest not only to the IEC but to the people of this country that always we make sure that elections are free and fair. And that's what's crucial, because it's going to matter even materially when we get to 2021, when addresses matter, when where you vote is paramount. This matter is going to be tested. So I'm looking at the performance of the IEC over the last number of years and saying some of these issues were raised in 2014. They were raised in 2016. Why are we repeating the same mistakes in 2019? Surely we must learn lessons. You can't in 2021 still be discussing inks or discussing the shortage of ballots in certain places. Surely it just doesn't strengthen the institution. And we must all be concerned about that.
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment about the question about Mmusi Maimane's leadership. It's unfair for him to respond about that. Mmusi Maimane was elected until 2021. He will continue to lead this party. I saw some notices on the polls that this election was reminiscent of 1994. This was probably the most important and heavily contested election since 1994. Mmusi Maimane led a team. We all take responsibility, but there's going to be no irresponsibility about the leadership. Mmusi Maimane is the leader of the DA. He will be the leader of the DA until the next Congress, and we believe against a really, really difficult background. He led a magnificent campaign. He has my support and he has the support of the party going forward into the next election, which will be 2021, and it's going to be a critical election, and we'll show there that we can grow again at local government level and take more cities in this country under his leadership.
Mr. Maimane, as is the norm in a democratic system, so I know it's not completed yet, but the picture is already clear that the ruling party will win again. To congratulate him or the party for winning the election.
I'm waiting to speak to him, and I'll organize that. That's not a problem. I don't have a problem. I believe in contesting elections freely and fairly. He ran a strong campaign, as we did, and you know what? I think it's a good culture. I'll say it to Mr. Ramaphosa, and I'll say it to him here. Firstly, Mr. Ramaphosa, we have serious challenges in this country. You do the things that are right about making sure that citizens are able to create wealth in a market-based economy, that we uphold the Constitution of the Republic, that we continue to build a non-racial South Africa, that we eradicate corruption, and that ultimately we build a capable state. You will have my support. But if you don't do those things and you put the ANC above the people of this country, where you ultimately make sure that those in the ANC dictate what happens, then I cannot support that. I cannot stand for that. And so yes, I want to congratulate him, but I want to say to the people of this country, it's about making sure that the next 5 years, I am a proud citizen of this nation, and whoever wins, I'm a Democrat. He must have the mandate of the people. But that mandate and the support must come with doing the things that we want citizens to do, and for the benefit of all citizens. And that's the message I will send to him, to say, This is about the future of this country.
Thank you, ladies and gents.
Oh, thank you. Thanks very much,
Short and sweet.
I've been here on my knees. Thanks, Sabina.
Short pleasure.
You don't know who's it is. So, can you point them out?
Iemand heeft gevlucht. En ik krijg uitkak op, maar moet niet ouder worden.